Hey guys, Glenn from Brew City Barbecue, and it's been a while, but we're just gearing up for the Packer game today against the Patriots, and I'm gonna try something new today. Uh, I've seen kind of a trend around the internet of the idea of what they call shotgun shells, which are uh, manicotti noodles or whatever, dry that are stuffed with whatever pork, usually sausage, and then you wrap it in bacon and you smoke it for a couple hours. And it's supposed to be like a really good kind of hors d'oeuvre or, you know, football game treat. So I was kind of talking with my mom last night, and uh, we decided to try it. And then she actually decided to prepare everything, not me. And she did it and messed up her back doing it, but we're gonna try to smoke those today. And so far, I'm really excited. I've never tried this before, and I'm really excited to try it. So we'll go over it a little bit. I'll be right back. Okay, so here's what they are. Like I said, they're manicotti noodles, and as you can see, we did one thing wrong already, and that is a couple of them are kind of exposed. So I'll have to yell at Mother about that. Mother, you're supposed to cover everything. Basically, what you do, what I did, or what my recipe was, is to take some 90-10 ground beef and then some sweet Italian sausage, mix it up in a bowl, and then we mixed in some Colby Jack cheese, and we stuffed these manicotti noodles with that. And then you wrap it in the bacon, as seen here, and you put it in the fridge for at least 4 hours. And why you do that and why that's a very critical step is you need the fats from this meat, even though it's not cooked. You need the fats to try and soften up these noodles already, because you're not boiling them at all. You can actually boil the noodles and try to stuff that, but the problem is, even if you go to al dente, they call it, it's still a lot tougher to stuff those noodles when they're that soft. So the idea is to soften it up that way by putting them in the fridge and then blah, blah, blah. But what will happen here, I'm just getting the fire going right now. Once I get this thing up and running, we're going to smoke it for 2 hours. And that's going to cook everything inside the noodles and cook the bacon. And also I've heard don't use thick sliced bacon because that actually doesn't really cook very well. But basically, after an hour in the smoker, you want to open it up and brush on usually some sweet barbecue sauce, and just brush it all over the place. Let it tack up, let it get really nice and gooey. And you only really need to smoke these for 2 hours, and you can then cut them up into sections. And if you're really fancy, you can get some of those cool toothpicks and kind of make little hors d'oeuvre things out of them. We're not going to get that fancy today. I'm going to cut them up, and I'm not going to do the toothpick thing. But yeah, it's a lot of prep. And one thing my mom thought was that you put the cooked meat inside, but that's not the case. As you can see, it's raw. And yeah, so I've never done this before. I've never cooked these. I've never tried them. I've just kind of seen people talking about them and such. So I figured, what the heck, let's try that today. We need a good something to eat during the Packer game today. So we'll come back later and we'll show you how we're doing. But after an hour, I'll be brushing some barbecue sauce on there, and I'm also going to use my rub on this. I usually would use like a sweeter rub, but I don't have that here. So I'm going to use my standard rub and just kind of add a little more flavor to it. You don't need it, but just to add some more flavor. That's all. All right, so our first hour's done. I'm just using Sweet Baby Ray's today. I usually make my own sauce, but I'm at my mother's and I don't have any here, and I didn't have all the ingredients, and I was lazy. So just put a little bit of the sauce on. I'm gonna brush it all on. I sprinkled some rub on these when I first put them on, so I flipped every one of these over, which you don't have to do, but I just wanted to do because when I'm brushing the sauce on, I didn't want to brush any of the rub off. So, yep, that's next, and then another hour and they're done.
All right. Well, next time I'll remember to actually shoot a video at the end. So these turned out great. Even with the exposed parts of the shells, they soaked up enough fat when they were sitting in the fridge all night that everything was soft and very delicious. But I have changed the recipe and I have tried the new recipe. And the people that have tried it, including my ever loving mother, that is very critical of everything I do, she thought that these were better than the first batch. So do what you want. If you want to go with the ground beef and the sweet sausage, that more power to you. What I have changed though is instead of adding ground beef and sweet sausage, I'm doing straight spicy sausage, like spicy bulk sausage that you get at the store. Also, instead of Colby Jack cheese, I have now started using cream cheese. So I'm cutting it as a strip, and I'm wrapping the spicy sausage around it, and that's what I'm stuffing into the manicotti shell, and it's really good. Even with the sweet Baby Ray's sweeter sauce, I used I think it's the honey and brown sugar sauce that I used because I wanted to go sweet. It contrasted really well and it really caught the smoke and it tasted wonderful. So I'll intersperse some pictures throughout this video so you can see what they look like when they're finished. Obviously, I don't have them here in my computer room, but yeah, I'll definitely do this again. I might make them for the Super Bowl in a couple days, or I don't know. It depends on how much I have to do. So, pretty easy prep, pretty easy smoke. I mean, really easy smoke. Uh, the prep takes a little bit to, trying to stuff all that stuff in those little manicotti shells. But if you can get bigger ones, go for it. If I can find bigger ones, I'm going for it. But I mentioned earlier that you can do it softer if you want. Like you can pre-boil the manicotti shells. I really wouldn't do that because stuffing these things, the process, I think would just tear the shells apart if they were soft. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. Smash it if you like. But check it out. Thanks to Char Griller for sending us this smoker. This is the one that we use at my mother's now, and it gets used heavily. So check it all out, and thank you very much. Talk to you soon.